What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Torque Spec Garage. We got another how-to video for you today. It's a how-to video, kind of like introduced video to another vehicle I've talked to you guys about but never showed it. So I'll get out here and show you guys. We're going to be doing it on a 1995 Chevy Silverado K 1500. Alright guys, so here she is. Like I said, 95 Chevy K 1500. Truck is completely bone stock besides exhaust. I got the wheels from a buddy of mine. It's got the original 350 in it. She's got about 280,000 on the clock. Paint's a little showing its age. The clear's flaking, but I have plans to have it resprayed. Single cab. Super nice truck. Runs great. Show you guys the inside. It's my wife's truck, so yes, it has a pink tool bag in it, and it's got our canopy tent stored in here because I don't have room for it in the garage. But like I said, very clean, very well kept. Let's see here. Got turn downs at the axle. Alright guys, so what you're going to need to do this, the truck that has the 350 in it calls for exactly 5 quarts, including filling the filter. So you're going to need 5 quarts of a 5W30 oil. You're going to need a new filter. I went with the STP S5XL. You can use whichever brand you want, not that big of a deal. I think GM calls for AC Delco stuff, but yeah, whichever. You're gonna need a ratchet, and I have an aftermarket drain plug, so mine is a 3/4. But you're gonna need whatever socket to get your drain plug out that you need. You're also gonna need a drain pan to catch the oil and a funnel to put the new oil in. I just did an oil change on my Camry, so that's why that's in the floor like that. And you're also gonna need a way to get the truck up off the ground. Realistically, you probably don't need to get it off the ground. It's high enough. I mean, this one has a lift on it to crawl up under there, but as always, we got the Rhino ramps on it. Works like a dream. So we'll get down there and get started. All right, guys, so here we are underneath the truck. Here's your oil pan. There's your drain plug. Filter is up here on the side. So first things first, let's get this plug broke loose and get all the old oil drained out. Alright guys, so to break that loose, like I said, just get your ratchet with your socket on there. Go to the left. Shouldn't be in there that tight. Alright guys, so you can see I got it broke loose. Hit the pan. Just let all that drain out. And then we'll get the filter off. Alright guys, so once all the oil finishes draining out, just go ahead and get your drain plug threaded back in here with a new crush washer. Just get it in hand tight for now. And now we'll go ahead and get the filter off. Alright guys, next you just want to get your old filter off. Make sure you have your pan lined up underneath. Close one, we're good. Great design. GM to put the four-wheel drive transfer case right under the oil filter. You kind of just let it drain out before you pull it all the way off. And it just threads off like any other filter does. So nothing special there. Shouldn't be on there too tight. Alright guys, so we got the old filter off. Like I said, it just threads right off. Nothing special. Just make sure you get up in here. Make sure your old O-ring didn't stay on the housing. Clean that off really good. And if you have four-wheel drive, make sure you clean all the oil off of your transfer case drive shaft, so you don't think you have an oil leak. But yeah, sorry, it's hard to get an angle up here on the housing. But yeah, just make sure you get up there, clean the sealing surface real good, and we'll get the new filter put on. Guys, double check your part numbers. Double check your part numbers before you leave the store. I just had to stop what I was doing, go back to the auto parts store, because the guy, let's get this out of the way. Normally, I look up the filter number in the book myself, that way I know it's right, blah, blah. The book they had only goes back to 2000. This is a 95, so it wasn't in there. So I asked the guy behind the counter. He told me the filter number. Got it. You know, he looked up at the computer. So I'm thinking, cool, right? Yeah, No, wrong. That freaking filter he sold me could have fit a dang semi-truck. So, like, guys, double check, Google, whatever you have to do before you leave the store, because, you know, God forbid you only have one vehicle and you get, you know, like this, halfway through an oil change. How you getting back to the auto parts store to get the right filter? Yeah, and if it's the most frustrating thing. And I just don't have the I don't have the words for it. And a lot of times I get, you know, a lot of the people that work at the auto parts stores either A, don't want to be there, B, don't know really anything about cars. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just being completely honest. If you guys go work on stuff, go to a parts store, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? The fact that they ask you, oh, two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? I asked you for windshield wipers. What do you mean? Like, anyway, moral of this rant, check your part numbers, please, before you leave the store. Anyway, got the right one. Let's go get it put on. All right, guys, so I couldn't film this part with one hand. Pre-fill your filter. Oops, that's just because I got a little bit in the top. But you don't got to fill it all the way up. Put like a quarter of the way in there, because this filter sits sideways, so it's going to be hard for me to get it back on there without it spilling. But I always like to pre-fill my filter and then use a little bit of the oil around the O-ring just to lubricate it. The heat will adhere it to the sealing surface, so you don't have to crank this thing on there. Just get on there nice and snug, and that's all there is to it. All right, guys, got our new filter put on. I'm gonna try and get the best angle of this that I can to show you that you don't gotta crank it back on there. Like I said, got it started. I'm gonna use a rag just for some extra leverage. So just get it to where it's snug, and then just give it a good measure. And clean up your surface. Like I said, make sure you clean the drive shaft off if you have four-wheel drive. Great design, GM. Just wipe the filter off. All right. Next thing, we'll torque our drain plug down, and then that's all there is to it. Alright guys, then just opposite of taking the plug out. Ooh, it's so hard to do this with one hand. Again, don't gotta be super tight. I'm barely putting any, I got one thumb, just giving it a good snug. I'll look up the actual torque spec on that and let you guys know what it is in just a second. Alright guys, so the torque spec on this drain plug is between 18 to 25 foot-pounds. You don't need a torque wrench to do that much. It's not a lot at all. Like, it's That's not a lot. So just snug it up with your ratchet if you don't have a torque wrench, and you'll be just fine. All right guys, next up you're gonna come up top here. Here's your oil cap. It's on the driver's side valve cover. Just take it off. Then you're gonna grab you a funnel, stick it down in there. And then this truck calls for 5 quarts of oil. So you'll use, I bought a 5-gallon jug, so it should take the whole jug. All right guys, like I said, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Normally I would hold the funnel and fill it, but let's get your funnel in there and get your oil. That's the last step. Just be careful, make sure you don't spill it. Like I said, I'm gonna use this whole jug, and then we'll pull the dipstick just to make sure it's full. And then that's all there is to it. That's how you do an oil change on a 95 Chevy K1500. All right guys, whenever you check your dipstick, you want to make sure the vehicle's level. So we'll get in here, back it off the ramps, pull over to some flat ground, and see what the dipstick tells us. Help to put the hood down, but you know, you don't have to. All right guys, so like I said, off the ramps over here on level ground, your dipstick is right here. So I let the truck run for a little bit. It's gonna be very hard for me to do this with one hand, so we'll see if I can somehow. So you want to pull it out, wipe it, put it back in, then we can pull, check our level. And it looks like we are right on the money. So 5 quarts exactly. It's reading right where it's supposed to be. So, and that's the last thing you gotta do. All right guys, and that's gonna do it for another how-to video for you today. Like I said, I appreciate you guys watching so much. I'm sorry some of these aren't the best, you know, video quality, since I'm trying to hold my phone with one hand and record and show you guys how to do it with the other hand. But as always, if you guys have any questions or any, you know, critique or anything, you know, leave it in the comments. I'll help you the best I can. But all the oil changes that I do, I mean, it's all pretty straightforward. So they all kind of have the same, they all do have the exact same procedure. Actually, I haven't done one that's been different yet. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you for it's been a day. Thank you guys for watching. You know I appreciate it. As always, if this helped you, leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys.